Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about the Iron Hands as we get into the Keys of Hell. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day. And of course, if you have any suggestions, just comment down below. But I would say check out our archive of just a bunch of lore videos because we might already have your request up as a video. With that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Keys of Hell. The Keys of Hell were the seals placed upon forbidden technological knowledge by Ferrus Manus, Primarch of the Iron Hand Space Marine Legion, during the Great Crusade era of the late 30th millennia. During the latter years of the Great Crusade, the Iron Hands Legion's obsession with strength and the elimination of the physical and mental weaknesses led them to revere the machine and distrust the failings inherent in flesh. While other Space Marine legions were bound in metal and labored to create great machines of war, for the Iron Hands, inculcated in their own idiosyncratic beliefs inherited from the cult Mechanicus influence on their homeworld of Medusa, the machine was not merely an appendage to flesh, but its inheritor. To them, their emperor-augmented transhuman bodies were neither more nor less than a living machine of blood and gristle made for war. A machine which would be repaired and improved upon as opportunity allowed and need commanded. To be as strong as iron was the fire that drove the Iron Hands, and to speed up recovery times made by cybernetic replacements, swifter by far to employ than the genetic regeneration and vat-grown transplant techniques commonly used by the Legiones Astartes, were favored, and were capable of getting a fallen or severely injured Astarte back into the fight with frightening speed. As a result, no Iron Hands legionnaire who had served in battle for any length of time was wholly without bionic augmentation, and such implants were marks of honor, and often improved and augmented away from the battle's pressing needs. Some of the most veteran among the Iron Hands went so far that they were little more than machines, cradling shreds of their former humanity, though it was with them to be interned within a dreadnought's body, and therefore allowed to fight for their Primarch and the greater cause of unifying humanity forever, was the highest honor any member of the 10th Legion could aspire to. But there were limits to what even Ferrus Manus would allow, and while he lived, certain mysteries of cybermancy, such as the true rites of cybernetic resurrection from death, remained prescribed as nightmare science of the dark age of technology, where such elements were encountered by the Iron Hands Legion during the Great Crusade, because they indeed alone were among the legions who can easily recognize them for what they were. They were seized and suppressed by the Primarch's express order and withheld. It was rumored, even from the Mechanicum. Whispers remain of such horrors as the Age-Spine Protocols, the Eight Sleepers, and the damned Sarkozin Formula, all remained locked under the covenants of the so-called Keys of Hell, named for the mythical goddess of the Medusan pantheon. Kept deep within the vaults of Medusa, and sunk in chambers on airless rocks orbiting lifeless star systems, where none except a select few of the Iron Hands of the 10th Legion knew of their location. They were put beyond reach, but not destroyed. After the death of Ferrus Manus, however, some saw his resistance to a wider supplementing of flesh with steel as one of the flaws that allowed him to be destroyed by the traitors, for the impetuous rage that led him to his death was born of flesh, and that flesh had failed him. Therefore, in dark times that followed, some among the Iron Hands saw virtue in what was once forbidden, and it is said turned the keys of hell, and opened the path to heretical damnation. And those were 40 facts on the Keys of Hell. Very different than the keys to the streets that only DJ Khaled has. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it filled your brains with more ideas for creating a good campaign, for creating a good army lore, whatever it may be. This is a really good snippet. I want to do a little bit more research and see if I can actually find out what those different protocols and whatnot were. So it was the Age-Spine Protocols, the Eight Sleepers, and the damned Sarkozin Formula. I've never heard of those, so I'm going to look it up to see if I can find it. If you know what book this is coming from or where I can get more information, please comment down below, help me out. I'm very interested to find out just, how we could live forever. Because basically that's what this was. This was a way to turn Astartes into the Men of Iron, kind of, in a way. So get rid of the flesh and basically become Necrons? Question mark? Could that be? Ferrus Manus was like preventing this. He was like the number one person to be like, no, the flesh is not. Well, his motto was the flesh is weak, but he did not want to just completely go cybernetic, I guess you could say. He was complicated. His legion is not what it used to be, or his legion is not what he wanted it to be. Kind of like every other Primarch, I guess. If you guys like what we do, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos for you guys. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel a lot. But with that said, guys, you know the deal. I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.